Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to start it off a little bit differently. We're going to start it off with tickers. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on mainly tickers. Well, we're going to cover market at the end. And hey, if you like the video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Thank you for everyone who's been giving a thumbs up. Looks like we, you don't ask for it, you don't get it. It looks like it's lately since I've asked a couple times, the videos have really increased. Thank you for all your support. Hey, it's free educational video. It's free to you, free to me. Well, effort from me. So a thumbs up would be really appreciated. All right, let's get into it. First one, we're going to start off with Tesla. By the way, for those of you who are looking for market update, that will be covered at the end of the video. So let's switching it up. First one, Tesla. This is, now I'm looking at it, this was a decent break on, what was it, last Friday, but then we didn't see any follow through. So immediate back test, lack of follow through. This is now considered a sideways break, a little bit of a concern, a little bit of a red flag. I do think that there is still going to be higher prices to come, but with the way it stands right now, sideways break, we're going to need to see that volume come in first. So if we look at the hourly chart, there's been multiple backtests already with lack of follow through so far. And today's video, we're going to cover a lot of the majority of the alerts that went off over the last 2-3 days. There's been a lot of alerts that went off, aka a lot of opportunities out there. Remember, market new all-time highs. That's what we're looking for. So let's get into it first. So we got Tesla covered. Next one, I'm just gonna go down through the list here. So it's gonna be alphabetical. Don't have all the tickers covered out there, but there I do have 80 some alerts. Now 64 active. Anyways, okay. So first one, second one, third one. Next one is American Airlines, AAL. Very nice move over the last 3 days. So it did get that 3 white soldiers, a little bit lacking momentum, and then 2 days of consolidation with the market. Look at that lower wick. This is a beauty. 0.5. Oh, strong daily bull divergence, seeing follow through. 3 white soldiers bouncing from the 0.5 with huge lower wick, holding that key zone, and now we're seeing new highs. This was an increased selling momentum on the way down. Okay, this was the hey, how come it's all the way up there? Anyway, so that's the upper trend line, the upper trend line. This is the short-term upper trend line. We see a stall or a close right on that short-term upper trend line for now. Now, upon the break, I would assume that there's going to be a break on this, but of course, it's ran 3 days straight already. We are a little bit extended on the daily, just as majority of the other tickers, well, some of the other tickers, including the market out there. ABNB is also extended, which we'll cover. With that being said, we'll be looking for ideally a bull flag from here. That's American Airlines, AAL. Next one, Airbnb, very, very similar. We're a little bit extended on the daily, very strong. This bounce is from the 0.382. So in comparison, Airbnb is actually stronger. In that sense, 3 white soldiers coming back down, holding that 0.382. Let's see if it actually touched the 0.5. It didn't even touch the 0.5. So this is a very strong move, already breaking over upper trend line. This is very notable. Already breaking over upper trend line. So with this, I don't see any sell signals. Remember how we covered this in... Oh no, sorry, that was in the chat group. I did mention that this is a huge, very notable bullish engulfing candlestick. Next day, we should see follow through. And today, we saw gap up and run. Now, where is it going to go from here? So with a lot of this chart, if you want to figure out where the potential targets could be, what you could do is, let me make sure, oh, you can't see the tool. Okay, so on the tool, you can't see it. Anyways, it's the one, on the left side, you can figure it out, but it's the one that looks like this. Somewhat like the fib. So this is the fib one, this is the fib extension one. What you could do is use the fib extension one, draw from the low. If you're going upwards, looking for that upwards target, draw from the low. If you're looking for downward target, draw from the high. Okay, so draw from the low to the next higher low or lower high or higher high, whichever one it is. So in this case is a lower high, and then you draw to the higher low. So that would give you a short-term target. One-to-one extension target is where we actually are today. Based on the 0.382 as well as a bullish engulfing yesterday, I would assume that it's going to be a much bigger move coming. So 1.272 does line up with a somewhat of a support resistance. Yeah, okay, support resistance right there about 175.90. And then next one up would be about 182. Not a whole lot of resistance or support. There's only one resistance here. 183, my bad. So yeah, that's how you measure the target. First one, I would assume we'll be looking at about here. Now, the other way that you could do it is if you were to use a fib, because this has been a long-term downtrend, use a fib, draw from the high to the low. So you can see we already passed the 0.382. And I would assume that we would be looking at minimum of the 0.5 due to the strength of this. So the 0.5 is about 173. So it's going to be around that 173, 176 area. That's going to be what we're looking at for target. You know, tomorrow if we were to gap up into that area, that would be definitely a sell, because we're going to be pretty extended on the daily already. So that's Airbnb. Next one is AMAT. Actually, you know what we're also going to do, this video is going to be a little bit longer. What we're also going to do is reset the alerts, whichever one is going to be notifying us. So in this case, you could reset the alert to up here. I don't really want to. You know what? Let's do it. All right. We'll reset the alert to the upper trend line. That is going to be the key break. So delete the old one. And the Airbnb, what we're going to be doing here, we'll set the alert above this resistance, 176. Now, you could do this the other way. If you're looking for entries, you're not in yet, it's a ticker that you're really interested in, you want to look for entry, what you could do is watch for that higher low. So in this case, I'd be watching for that daily 8 touch for Airbnb. Now we're going to delete this one. Let's see, higher low for same idea. American Airlines AAL will be around that 88. Next one is AMAT. AMAT triggered as well on the cross of 142.72. So we did cross it today. Very notable resistances on the just below the key zone. I would have, you know what? I would like this key zone to be redrawn a little bit lower. That's a little bit better. So you can see clear resistance. A couple more wicks over here. 3 more wicks over there. Yeah, this might work a little bit better. Oh, look how strong this chart is. Bounced straight from that top of key zone where we're seeing multiple supports. You can probably draw this a little bit higher as well. Let's see. We'll draw it to like over here kind of a thing. You know, that'd be 2 more touches. And lines up with the resistance a lot more as well. So yeah, AMAT is another trigger, another alert that went off. Doesn't really look like a chart that would trade. It might be. Where will we set the alert from here? Top of key zone, of course. That could be one option. I don't like how there's no upper trend line, but in comparison, this chart is relatively strong comparing to the market pullback. It didn't even make a lower low. So we could be, you know, let's see monthly chart on this one. How does it move? Oh, monthly bull flag. Okay, so monthly bull flag from back here, it tried confirming, it got shut down, and now we're bouncing from the monthly 8 again, holding that monthly 8, bouncing from the key zone. It's not a bad stock to be holding as a portfolio, but I wouldn't buy it from up here just in case it's something like that. We have seen, now if we were to do a log chart, so the log chart shows percentage move wise. This move is much bigger than the pandemic move, so there could be another more room to move. What we could be looking at here in this log chart wise is a repeat of something like that, meaning there's further upside to come. Based on log chart, I do think there's further upside to come, but based on regular chart, we are looking pretty extended. AMAT, I like it. Risk to reward is not so great though, comparing to a lot of other charts out there. I do like it. I don't know if I want to remove it. I'm gonna leave it. Not gonna set a new alert on this one. Next one is AMC. AMC, we saw almost a break yesterday. The alert went off yesterday, but it got essentially closed under that top trend line. So this is an increased selling momentum kind of trade. Upper trend line, multiple rejections. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 areas of rejection. And there is multiple rejections from this short-term upper trend line as well. We are seeing a break today, and we saw a very nice follow through, closing near that high of day. Just want to take a look at when that, okay, market open. Oh, if you zoom in closer, you'll see that market open, immediate back test. A little bit, it's more so of a chop. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't call this a back test because breakout, fake out, it held. Oh, that's not very often that you see that. Breakout, fake out, it held, and then it broke the next day. Regardless, the chart is looking decent for a reversal from here. Hey, Twitter guys, Twitter warriors. There's been people talking about AMC squeeze for the longest time, and this is actually looking like there's potential for a squeeze from here. You know, we could squeeze all the way up to over here on this upper trend line. Oh, how did I miss this? Oh, AMC is looking good. Let's see, if we were to do a fib retracement from the high to the low, GP, hey, guess where it lines up with? Oh, we can very well see a squeeze. If this moves fast enough, if it is a squeeze, you can see a straight shot up somewhere over here. Oh, what the? Okay, somewhere over here. GP lining up with key zone, lining up with the upper trend line. This could very well be a possibility. Now, we did miss the initial entry already, but for those of you that are interested, this one is increasing bull volume, not extended on the daily chart either. So there's a whole lot of room to move. There could be... This alone is a 77% trade. Woo. Hey, options worth it. I remember when they first broke out, and that's why I keep this here. You know, when it first broke out on AMC, I made an option play over here right on that day, right at that breakout. And that was an amazing trade. There is potential. I don't think it's going to happen like that again, but there is potential for a very nice trade on AMC. Next one is AMD. Why am I typing it? Could I just clicked it? Actually, AMC, let's set a new alert. Let's set this one. I want to set it up here. You know, on the break of this one, this will be the actual break. But this is a trade that I potentially want to play with the close right on that resistance. So with this, I would... It's a little bit hard because closing right on resistance, I want to set the alert right above 19. Yeah, high of 19 today. I'm setting it right at 1901. First thing tomorrow. Remind me. Alert me. Anyways, I'm telling the chart to remind me, not you. So AMC looking good. Next one is AMD. Ooh, look at this. Short-term upper trend line bull break and increasing bull volume, starting to get extended on the daily. Now remember, this is potential for an explosive move, meaning that, you know, we're not looking at short-term wise. We could very well get further extended before coming back down to make a higher low. As the way the market is looking right now, you know, all dips are getting bought, all bear divergence getting negated. There's no reason for selling. There's just hold. You know, that's one of the mistakes I made last time on the balance of, you know, SOXL was 50%, FNGU was 45%. I think we made about maybe 30. I don't want to say 40, probably about 30% of that, caught 30% of that, but definitely not the whole move. So this one, being a little bit more patient, looking at this, now I will reset the alert on over here for AMD. On the break of this, we could be looking at new all-time high. Now, of course, with this one, I would expect, you know, some sort of rejection. Let's see if there's any reaction on the money line here. So last drop, there was no reaction to money line. We are bouncing from the the platinum, so it is a little bit weaker. But looking at the three white soldiers, the consolidation is extremely strong, partly due to earnings. Daily A-hole, daily A is the short-term guide. So strong chart, I like it. If we were to reject from here, 0.382, maybe even backtest the do a little bit of a fake, yeah, give us a little bit of a fake down breakout. So backtest this key zone before an actual move up kind of a thing. So that would be my guess on AMD. Regardless, going to be setting the alert at the upper trend line, the new upper trend line. Next one is Amazon. Amazon. All right. Breaking the upper trend line. There's a lot of upper trend lines on Amazon. So depending on how you look at it, money line has already been lost. We don't really need this one. I don't like this one anyways. So, what did I delete? Oh, I deleted the fib. I delete this one. And then, so essentially it's still a bounce from the 0.5 on Amazon from the pandemic low to the high. So this is still a strong chart. It is relative weakness to some other charts out there. But Amazon earnings, hey, coming up to save the day. Look at this. And there's no sell-off. Earnings gap up 12-13%, and then a little bit of a sell-off, dip getting bought the next day, a little bit of more sell-off the next day. Yesterday, dip getting bought again. So this is, I'm thinking, is going to continue to grind out. The daily RSI is only at 55. There's a whole lot of room to move to the upside. Now, if we're to do a fib, a reverse fib, let's see where we are at. So we're having a little bit of a trouble with that 0.5 right now. This is a strong chart. We already blasted through the 0.382. I would imagine GP is not lining up with much though. No support resistance. This is going to be a hard chart. Top to bottom. Yeah, that's right. All right. I think this is part of the reason why I'm not playing Amazon. Personally, I like the chart. I like the move. I like the dip getting bought. I like the gap not getting filled. But I don't like how there's not a whole lot of confluences on it. I do believe there's going to be higher prices come. I do believe there's going to be a new all-time high. I don't know about soon, but it's not going to be an easy chart to play unless you're in from here. This is actually a decent entry. Double bottom. I was looking at it on this day with the earning next day too. I was thinking about lotto. If anything, do a lotto and then convert the profit into a common type of trade. But then I was like, you know what? Amazon's been we talked about it too. The Amazon's been consistently weak, ever since Bezos retired. Bezos. Can never pronounce that right. Anyways, with that, new high potential got shut down and huge sell off. Now I think the way it looks is this is a very key turning point. Okay, we're in new all-time high zone, gap down, sell off. We're in 52 week. I think this is 52 week. Yeah, 52 week low. And then gap up and buy up. So this is a very notable behavior change. With this, I do think higher prices come. Don't really believe in option trade wise specifically, but I would consider doing commons on Amazon. With this, where will we set the new upper trend line? There is something over here, and this is why we're rejecting. Yeah, so we'll set it over here. Just basically redrawing that upper trend line. You can still see multiple rejections, maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher, whichever it is, multiple rejections. I like this one a little bit better. Anyways, let's see what tomorrow's action look like. But so far, after hours is that lower? 2, 3, 2. It's the same thing. Nope, sorry. After hours is a little bit lower. So yeah, we'll do that. Amazon. Next one is APPS. Ooh, there's a lot of A's. APPS, increasing bull volume earnings, gap down, dip bought next day. Oh wait, is this right? When was earnings on APPS? I'm gonna go to our Slack and quickly check this. Earnings. EPS. What is the company called? Digital Turbulence. Digital. Why is it not this? Why is this not in tickers? Oh, Digital Turbulence. There we go. After hours yesterday. So is this showing correctly? Basically, yeah. Okay. Huge dip being bought. Continuation today. After hours yesterday. No, that's today then. Okay, yeah. So with this huge dip being bought. The day before was a gap down, immediate buy. I like this. Increasing bull volume. I think this was a must hold. Is this pandemic lows? Yeah, pandemic low. Okay, so we'll drop. Wow, this thing has run a lot. $3 all the way to 102. Woo. Anybody hold all the way from pandemic? Wow. Voice just broke there. All right, so looking at this is basically a GP hold. A slight loss of GP of one single day, and then it got bought up. Oh, this is potentially just the beginning of the bounce on this chart too. So if we were to draw a reverse fit from there, let's move this back a little bit. Let's move this forward a little bit. The 0.382 is around that support resistance key zone. And man, this key zone is not the easiest to draw. Hey, I sort of like it here better. Give it a little bit more room in between, about 61.20ish. But hey, it's gonna be around there, 57. So what percent is that? You know, we already moved today from yesterday's close. It was already up 8.8%. There's another 15%. Okay, risk to reward is not that great. I do like the chart, but there's better plays out there. So with the alert, you can clearly see a weakness in here too. Head, so let's see, hold on, shoulders. Maybe even this is shoulders. No, trend is already reversed. Yeah, I don't really like this chart. Don't like it as much. There is better charts out there to play. APPS, I'm gonna leave the alert on it. Doesn't look like a, ooh, it's so tempting. It doesn't look like a ticker I would play, but from the perspective, you know, long term. Oh, look, even look at this pop. This is like a 900% return pop over there, and then it came back to $3 and popped to another 102. Jeez, 3,000%. What is that? Is that right? 300 would make it $9. Wait, what? No way. My math right? 102 divided by 3. Yeah, 3,400% return. Whew, look at that. Minus your principal, 3,300% return. I like how it's holding here. So with this, I do want to set an alert on it in case that does pop. Wrong tool. Let's draw a ray. Draw a trend line. We'll draw a trend line. Ideally, what we want to see from here is a rejection from this trend line, and then coming back down to form a right shoulder, a huge right shoulder. You know, we might reject from the 0.382 instead, but yeah, this could see some nice movement. I'm gonna reset the alert on the ray on the trend line right now. They call it ray for tools. APPS. All right, next one is ATVI. By the way, this is what I do on the days I'm not so busy with Slack, with market, with trading, such as today. Actually, today I just sort of just slacked off and watched Netflix because just letting things mature. But on days like prepping myself on basically through the whole last week and the beginning of this week, prepping myself for this move that is happening right now. This is what I do throughout the day, just looking through alerts, looking through charts, deciding where to set. Whoa, what happened to this chart? Deciding where to set the new alerts if they trigger. Okay, yeah. So there's a buyout. What was it? A buyout? Yeah, buyout news. And look at this. I thought about buying it on this day. And then it gave me another chance to buy it the next day. And then I'm like, no, the risk to reward is not worth it. There's a whole lot of other better charts out there. Or else, this is actually a very, very nice area for entry. A huge gap up with selling, immediate profit taking on the news of potential buyout at what, $95 I think it was. And then it came back down. Look at where it was. Support resistance lining up with that daily 8. This was an amazing area for those that were interested in playing. Okay, just something to know. And then the next day, just nothing but higher lows, higher high. Now we're making a higher high. with this, the reason why I didn't play it is we already saw this gap up was a 32% move. You know, if the buyout does pan out from here, even if you nail the bottom, you know, that's a 22% move potential on SOXL alone. I think we're up like 14% already, so that's why we skipped this one. I'm thinking I actually might take the ticker off. Yeah, I don't think I'll I'm gonna delete, not delete the ticker, but delete the alert, so it's not on my top watch anymore. ATVI with the buyout news, it's gonna be similar to Score, similar to other companies that's getting bought out. Even on certain buyout news, like 100% buyout news, what you're gonna be seeing is sort of like, and then gets there and then sort of just chops around that 95 going forward kind of a thing. It's not going to go anywhere until the buyout. So this is what I'm expecting, you know, for those of you that who wants to a little bit more certain money making ticker. It'll be ATVI, you know, you sort of just hold it till 95, hold it till the buyout news kind of thing, depending on if you want to be part of the new ownership, whoever it was that was buying them out. But yeah, this is what I'm expecting at ATVI, and that's why I'm removing it. Next one is BBIG. Ooh, look at the pop today. The alert went off and did not look at it. What? This is a 23% move today? Oh, no. Sorry. From the close yesterday. 21% move today? BBIG. Hey, anyone play this? Volume pop. Decreasing bear volume. After decreasing bear volume. Closed above the resistance. I like the chart. I really like the chart. Ooh. So what I'm seeing here, is 1.95 low, 216 low, 216 double bottom again, and now we're not coming back down. Every single time it pulls back less. Okay, so this is a very great sign, very good sign for bulls, and this is a very nice sign for potential daily reversal. Lower low, higher high, higher low. Yeah, daily reversal. So the lower low, double bottom, higher high, huge pop, and then coming back down to higher low, and now we're popping again. Higher low. There's a semi wedge that's trying to form over here. Somewhat of a wedge that was trying to form over here. And now essentially we broke bull. Oh, where was my alert set? 358. Closing 359. I'm going to set this again. We'll call it 360. We'll call it 360. And the reason why I have the lower alert as well is in case that does break down. But on the wedge, on this pennant bull break, I don't think we're going to be coming back down here again. So I will be removing that alert. And then tomorrow, actually, I should probably make a note of, what was it? AMC, BBIG, potential plays. Likely not going to play it just because still focused on market moving as a whole with a triple leverage. We'll cover that. All right, so BBIG. Next one is car. Good pop today. Okay, so there's a minor red flag here. It came down past this previous high. Ideally, if it's a strong chart, you would have wanted to see it coming back down to backtest this and then hold. So we did lose it. The good thing about it is it's a breakdown fake out. There's no follow through. Maybe there's a key zone here. Let's take a look. Because of how it's a breakdown fake out, you could call this a key zone right here, which we did hold. And we are trending upwards now. So daily trend reversal, 200, 500. Yeah, I don't really see a whole lot of upside. There's maybe a 50% move even all the way up to here, 50-60%. But I like it. I don't like it as much as some other tickers out there. Low bear volume decent bull volume coming in afterwards. Car, very clear trend reversal, upper trend line break as well somewhere. See if we can find that upper trend line. Yeah. I don't like it because of the amount of the move that happened. The pullback was somewhat significant. Okay, so you can see rejection, another rejection here, back test. Yeah, chart looks okay. For investment portfolio wise, I would say this one is going to be okay. Let's get rid of that. But looking at monthly chart, long term, it chopped around. It's got a history of chopping around. And that huge pop has already happened. Look at where we're bouncing from, actually. That monthly 8 hold. Monthly 8 hold again. Nice area. Short-term trade. If we see that volume pop this month, whoo, we can be revisiting 300 easily. Car, I would categorize it as one of those that's a little bit easier to make money. Buy and hold kind of thing. But just set your stop. So as of right now, if you're buying tomorrow, you will set your I would set my stop at about 171.21, just below that kind of a thing. So that's the daily higher low. That's car. I want to remove it. I'll think about it later. Not gonna set a new alert on the Facebook. A double alert triggered today. So we crossed this upper trend line. That's one of the alerts. The short-term 1 hour upper trend line, we're seeing gap down, double rejection immediately, another rejection over here, and now we're seeing a break with immediate back tests, some lower wicks forming, but also some upper wicks. So we're wedged right in between right now because we are a little bit extended, very slightly extended. We are wedged right in between that upper trend line, short-term upper trend line, as well as the key zone. So with this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep an eye on it. Like I mentioned, it could be like Netflix. We could be looking at, is this right? No, this is not updated. So we'll move this to the low. That brings the 0.382 down a whole lot more. So from here, even if we're to see a bounce as 11%, but what I would think is to at least about the 0.5 on this bounce because of the amount that we gap down. So that'll be about 18%. This could be a decent option trade. The alert I would set would be above today's high of day, just above that key zone, the bottom part of the key zone. What's today's high of day? 233.37, 233.90 sounds good enough to me. Maybe a little bit lower, 90.63 okay, 233.63. Let's set that as a new one. We will remove the previous two. Okay, next one, FSR. FSR alert triggered. A slight increasing bull volume. Daily, ooh, nice daily reversal. Daily higher high. Upper trend line, there's a couple ways to draw this. You could draw it to the wick, which then covers the real body of the gap up. And then, so that would mean a lot more room to move. So I would probably set the alert over here as a new one. I don't like it as much as some of the other tickers. To be specific, like, what is that called? AFR RBLX kind of a thing. They actually broke their upper trend line versus this one. There is still another upper trend line above. So FSR, decent move wise, even if it's from here to just that upper trend line, you're looking at 10% already because of how much it has sold off. Now, the good thing about this chart is we did hold that bottom of the key zone. Okay, that IPO price, I think it was, yeah, right around the IPO price where we saw multiple supports. This was a breakdown fake out, gap, dip got bought, and then back tested right around that key zone, and then it held again here. It held again this time, meaning we should see some decent upwards momentum, but all the way up until this trend line breaks, I wouldn't really feel comfortable. What we could see is coming up, boom, another higher low back test. Yeah, back test this resistance, support, maybe a little bit lower, somewhere here before an actual break. So that's what I'll be looking at for FSR. New alert's been set. Not gonna do anything. All right, next one is Fortinet. Yes, I do have a lot of alerts. Fortinet 0.382 hold. That is one hell of a strong chart. This upper trend line is not the usual that we draw because this one's already broken. But now we see an actual break, a gap and run on Fortinet. Increasing bull volume post earning already. Earning was a gap down, dip getting hugely bought. Next day, so earnings is a gap down and a little bit of a sell off, and well, buy up, sell off. And then now the true direction has been determined because the next day was a gap up, sell off, dip getting bought, and now we're seeing continuation. So the chart is very nice. I wouldn't really call this a daily high or low. A little bit extended on the daily. See, the problem with this one is this ticker is more suitable for investment portfolio versus short-term trading. Because from here, the risk to reward is not a whole lot. The most ideal, of course, is pandemic low, duh. But, you know, on the break, so there was a upper trend line from back here. A very clear rejection. This is a breakout, fake out. That would have been bad because but then the significant loss of it next 2 days was the GTFO sign, and then from there, this break was key. So if you were to say you were late, you know, you got in a couple days later, this would have been a 180% move. Now, in my opinion, after that kind of move, I do think that there should be lower prices come. This consolidation is strong, holding that 0.382, but I wouldn't feel too comfortable playing this name from here. If you're looking at portfolio, hey, you know, just set your stop loss. If you're in it, your stop loss ideally would be under this low, that huge wick, 289.18. See, lots of resistances up here. Support resistance probably around somewhat of a chart, somewhere around here. So on the break of this, we will be looking for new all-time high. The good thing about the chart is RSI is not overbought, not oversold. We should not see a bearish divergence on new high, but what we could see is we might see a bear divergence on not new high. So this will be a very let's see, shoulders break. Okay, this will still be a bearish divergence. It's going to be a little bit different. RSI is going to be trending upwards, so that's a hidden bearish divergence. The price is trending downwards. Okay, so that'll be a hidden bearish divergence on the daily, and with that, we can see a continuation of downside. So FTNT, yeah, we set a new alert just to keep an eye on it. Next one is FUBO. Oh, I like this. FUBO is actually looking pretty nice. Increasing selling momentum. And now we're breaking that shorter term upper trend line. We're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. Three rejections on this short term upper trend line. And we're seeing an actual break of this. So this is a good early sign. FUBO, I will put it to the list. AMC, I don't really like maybe. Okay, anyways, FUBO, and I gotta dive a little bit deeper. So far as AMC, BBIG, and FUBO. FUBO, I like this, increasing bull volume. Earnings coming up on February 23rd. Even the move to that key zone, we're looking at 28%, and this is why I like it. This name, a few names out there, FUBO, QS, Skills. Those are huge volatility, and they can move like no tomorrow, right? So even though, so most cases we won't be trading here because this is in the middle, no man's land kind of a thing, in the middle between the two key zones. But because of the potential for upwards, you know, 28-30% kind of a thing, downwards about 22, the volatility might be worth the risk. Okay, because if we were to move up to that top of key zone, that's 64%, and look at where we dropped from. So if we were to draw a fib from the top, from the high to the low of this drop. 0.382, that's the bounce. That's where the bounce is showing that it's should move to upon the confirmation of breaking to a higher high, which is above, oh, can't see it, above 1149, 1150. On the break of that, we should see a bounce to the 0.382. That's a 69% move. If we're to move all the way up to this previous upper trend line before the increased selling momentum, which lines up with the GP, that would be the most ideal area, but I don't think it's going to move that much, that fast anyways. We could be looking at over here. That's 127%. Risk reward, hell yeah, definitely worth it, you know. Put a stop below 874. Easy. Or is it? Two ways to play this: either immediate entry, or wait for 3 ways, or wait for a short-term back test of the trend line, or wait for the actual break of 1150. All right, next one is, wait, I gotta set an alert for this one. Remind me first thing tomorrow. So let's set an alert. 11. Let's see if it gaps up. I want to be buying on the break of 1150. Yeah, we'll set it to 1151. We'll set it to 1151. Hopefully it sees some sort of rejection. You know what? I'm quite interested in this one. So we will set a straddle alert, strangle alert. What is it? Strangle. 1048. So if we were to come back to backtest this, maybe a little bit lower, but I want to be notified already. So if we were to come back to backtest this upper trend line, that'll be the entry, or on the break of 1150. FUBO top watch tomorrow. Next one, LAC. Hey, took a position in this one today. This alert went off yesterday though, so a day late to the party. Sorry, actually 2 days late to the party, because the alert actually went off on Monday. Yeah, alert went off on Monday. This is, look at, so this is a very nice upper trend line break in comparison to some of the other charts that we covered today, you know, where you see increased momentum upper trend line break, but there's another upper trend line above there, whereas this one, there's no upper trend line above. There is very nice upside potential. So if we were to see, same idea, you know, fib from the high to the low, GP lines up with that, well, almost lines up with that resistance previously. Support resistance right about, let's draw one right here. Yeah, you can see lots of wicks, and then another rejection. 33.42, very notable price area. I don't like how it doesn't line up with GP though. The position I took today was for longer term positions and increasing bull volume. Looking at this, a little bit extended on the daily, but longer term, I'm not going to worry too much about the entry, more so about worrying about the exit prices. So with that, GP bounce, I like the chart. This is, where is that GP drawn from? GP is drawn from July of 2021. So if we were to draw from the pandemic low, 192, right here, to the high of 41.56. Oh, there is also a daily broadening wedge, daily broadening rising wedge that's happening, and we're bouncing from not even the pandemic GP, but instead the weekly GP. So this is a strong chart. So if we were to draw this one using pandemic, we didn't even get to the 0.5. GP would be the most ideal entry though. So there could be a little bit more downside on this. We will keep an eye on this. I'm gonna leave it back here for now. I like the chart. Yeah, not a whole lot of resistance. Not from a trend line perspective, upper trend line perspective, anyways. So LAC. Let's set the alert because we're in the position now. Again, long-term position, not looking for a scalp on this one. We'll set an alert, stop loss, daily higher low, right around that key zone. 24.94. %, not bad. Okay, 15% risk to reward. Reward GP 18%. Yeah, not the most ideal entry. 1-to-1 reward right now. Risk to reward. Anyway, so next one, LAC. Let's remove the old one. LSPD. LSPD. Alert went off today. There is a short-term upper trend line where we're seeing support. 1, 2, 3. Another 3 rejections. Now that we've broken over the longer term upper trend line, we'll be looking for the short term. It's a little bit of an inverse. So this is actually a loss. Instead of an increase in selling momentum, this is actually more so a decrease in selling momentum. So the opposite of your trend line going further down. This one is actually trend line going further up. So it's a sign of potential curl. Also took a position in this for a long term as well. I think majority of my trade today was just managing, rebalancing the long-term accounts. So with this, looking at whatever this extension target was, looking more like 1.1, yeah, 1.618. Extension target, hold, triple bottom. What is the other chart that we saw triple bottom? Facebook. No, sorry, Amazon. Amazon. Multiple bottoms. This one, same thing, multiple bottoms. Except earnings already behind us. And earnings saw a gap down buy up, forming that triple bottom. Back tested the previous, the pandemic all-time high, pre-pandemic all-time high. I like it. It's a little bit weaker. We did lose the 0.786, but as a long-term account, I'm not going to worry too much about it. This has dropped all the way from 130 to 26. So even where we are now, this is a 75% drop. Jesus, you put $100 in, you only have $25 left. Hey, now I'm investing with $25 for that $100 worth of shares. What is this? 5 months later, October, November, December, January, February. 5 months, not even 5 months. 4.5 months later. 4.5 months later, I'm using a quarter of the cash to buy the same amount of shares. I'm happy with that. So with that, long-term account, not too worried about it. Probably going to set a stop. Actually, yeah, let's set a stop. Let's set an alert down below and we'll move this as we go. So as of right now, I'd rather set an alert right here because it's a new entry. I want to set it right below that $30 where we have that temporary 4-hour higher low. 29.82. We have ours set at 29.87. Good enough. All right, so that's LSPD. Next one is, hey, how come I have 2 now? Hold on. Oh. Okay, yeah. We're already in a position, so I wouldn't set an alert on the upper trend line. If you're not, I would set an alert on this short-term trend line where we're seeing multiple supports and resistance. This will be where the alert's at. The next alert. Next one is MMED. Ooh, nice close. I like this high of day close. By the way, marijuana sector is really reversing. Holy, this is gonna be a long video. We're only at the M. We're only halfway through. Ooh, okay. Let's speed this up. I was gonna say let's cover half tomorrow, but we're gonna have to speed this up. All right, MMED. Nice bull volume. We're already in the position from I think 1.3 something. Well, not 1.31. Didn't nail the bottom on that one. About 1.35 roughly. 3.6 somewhere around there. That was the entry. The back test of the key zone. I might have actually made the entry from back here. Don't remember. Somewhere one of these 2 days. But regardless, now this is a very notable daily trend reversal. Okay, daily lower high, higher low. I would probably actually call this a 4-hour, more so a 4-hour. And then now we're trying to get that higher high. So right now there is a channel forming over here. Short-term channel. Let's see if we get that bull break. Now, the thing I like about MMED is it is extended on the monthly. So we are holding that key zone. We are bouncing. Let's draw a fib. Ooh, weak chart. So far, just looking for a bounce. So with this, let's set an alert below Let's go to the 4 hours. Where's that 4 hour? Oh, it's still there. I don't like it. Okay, looks like we have to set it under. So this might still turn out to be a lost trade, but I'd rather set it under this higher low, the bottom of the key zone, right about 1.31. The alert is set at 1.30. So if that goes off, or you could just do a stop loss somewhere over there. But that's MMED. Next one is net. Oh, I'm starting to slouch over. There's so many tickers. Net. Key zone bounce. Relatively weak. We did break that upper trend line already, and it's seeing very, very nice follow through so far. Look at this pullback. Holy. 3 white soldiers. Very, very minimal pullback. Holding that daily 8. This is a strong chart going forward. Net is actually a cloud fair. I like this. So, oh, look at this bull break, man. So bull break of this wedge and saw 166% move. I'm gonna have to draw this a little bit lower. 1505 looks right. Okay, so that did line up with the key zone. The GP does line up with the key zone. Platinum. So we did hold the platinum. There we go. That's a lot better looking. Okay, we did hold the platinum reversal. Even just a bounce to the 0.382. And there is still, from here to new all-time high, you're looking at 100% move alone. Okay, with 0.382, you'll be looking up for another 15%. It's decent. Does line up with the support resistance as well. Hey, I didn't click. Why'd you draw there? Oh, oops, my mouse hit my keyboard. Somewhere around there. So rejection, breakout, fake out, broke, back test, hold, gap down, and then multiple holds over here. So that is a very key area to note. 132.01.382, 132.09 support resistance. A move to there, 15%. Net, let's set a new alert. Ideally what you want to see is a break. Oh, we are having trouble with it. Okay, so this is a short-term resistance right about here. Right about here. I don't know if you guys can see it because the cursor is a little bit fairly faded. Maybe a little bit lower. No, there's clear support resistance. Okay, yeah, so this makes sense. Yeah, on the break of this 116, roughly about 116.33, you could draw a zone here as well. If you were to draw a zone, I would probably draw it from here. This is actually a very notable area. Multiple resistances, multiple supports. And if you were to draw the zone, that's a big ass zone. It's probably a better way to draw it. So we're to draw it to here. Ah, there we go. So there's another bounce. Short-term key zone. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you can draw another zone above. Would be somewhere over here. I don't like that. There's not a whole lot of room in between. Anyways, I'm gonna remove that for now. Let's draw. You know what? It's bugging me. It's bugging me. It does make sense though. Yeah. All right, we will keep it there. Remove this alert. One problem I have with this chart is when you look at the chart, remember how I talked about the supports below should be thicker, and then above, as you get higher and higher, it should be thinner. That's a more ideal chart. But looking at this, 4 zones, it gets thinner and thinner as you go down. That means support is weak as you drop. So with this, what we could be looking at is a huge monthly head and shoulders. Meaning, no, wrong way. Meaning, left shoulder, head, And right shoulder, I would anticipate somewhere around 0.382 or 0.5 kind of a thing, but it should be dragged out. So if we see a strong bounce from here, yeah, that theory is probably negated. But if we see a dragged out bounce, we're likely looking at a head and shoulders, and that's gonna be huge downside. Actually, it could be a very nice, what do you call it? Very nice short. So with that, I'm not gonna set an alert on this one. Not gonna be something I'll be looking to play. Right. Next one is NVIDIA. This thing went off a few days ago, and then it came back tested at 0.382. So it went off on that 3 white soldiers. In this particular case, is not white soldiers because it gapped up so much it sold off, and then it got dip got bought the next day, the same thing. But essentially, it's a 4-day green closing price versus the previous day. So 4-day green. Just depending on how you set your candle. With that, we did come back down to the 0.382. This is a strong chart, okay? A bounce from the 0.382, a break of that upper trend line, and now we're seeing increasing bull volume, earning coming up. But likely chance of this running into earnings is extremely high. We're already seeing the beginning of it. Ooh, I'm talking a lot. Anyway, so yeah, from here, what we're looking at is continuation. We're not too far extended from the daily yet. I do believe there's going to be further upside on NVIDIA. Now that the trend line is broken, we can redraw this one to somewhere about here. Oh, it's actually coming up then. Okay, yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3 rejections on this upper trend line. This will be on the short-term watch going into tomorrow. If we're to break it on volume, we're going to need to see increasing volume again. If we're to break this on volume, we'll be looking at this upper trend line. There's so many trend lines on this. What the hell? This is still notable though. Rejection, 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 popped over, support, popped under, back test. So this is actually a very notable trend line. This is also a very notable trend line. We'll change this one to a must hold going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually a money line actually. I would call it a money line. This one is a must hold trend line or a must break trend line. Anyways, yeah, so short-term wise, tomorrow we'll be looking for a reaction around here. That's NVIDIA. Next one is PLTR. 1 hour video. Hey, quick reminder, give me a thumbs up. Oh man, getting so thirsty. I hope you guys watch most of the video here. Oh, there is so many tickers to cover. PLTR, we saw a break. I think it was today. Today, yeah. Hey, notable break. Hey, increasing bull volume. Earnings coming up on February 17th on PLTR. This is a very notable break. There is another upper trend line above. Head and shoulders, huge follow through. Oh, yeah, man, this is a 54.7% drop. From here, we are seeing a reversal. We need to break above that 1437 for that daily trend reversal confirmation. But this is a very similar idea to some of the other charts out there. This low triple bottom is holding. You see how every time it pulls back, it's a little bit higher, pulls back a little bit higher. And now we should see a break into new highs. Well, not new highs. What do you call it? Daily higher high for that trend reversal. Need to see that volume coming in. There's a good potential of running into the earnings as well on this one. PLTR, yeah, I would put it on my list. PLTR, just for old time's sake. Just for old time's sake, I would put it to my list to watch tomorrow. And again, between the names, between those tickers, I'll probably pick one so far. I'm gonna do a recap later. So PLTR alert. Let's set it above that must break for that daily trend change. What is this? 1437. Let's set it to 1438. Sounds good to me. All right. PLTR, let's remove the old one. And then PTON. This one set off yesterday. No, day before actually. So this alert went off day before on this first gap up. Profit taking. And then some other positive news. Can't remember what it was. Oh no, earnings. Maybe earnings. Nice small gap up. Huge buy up. CEO stepping down, I think it was. Today, hey, the good sign about this is we're not seeing an immediate fade, or we're not seeing a next day fade. We're not seeing any sort of fade yet. There is a notable lack of bull volume, but this is a very nice hold. We did close near that high of day. We did get that daily trend reversal. If you're not in, watch for a higher low. Wouldn't really feel too comfortable after a 74% move in 2 trading days. Would not feel comfortable buying that kind of move after that kind of move in 2 trading days. 74% move, 2 trading days. With that, let's see, key zone. Yeah, I always set the alert at the top of key zone. Now, for those of you who are looking for an entry, I'll probably set it down below. I wouldn't anticipate the gap fill. I would set down below somewhere around here, top of key zone, for a back test of this resistance as well as the support. So somewhere around 29. What you could expect is somewhere, if we're to see follow through tomorrow, a rejection of that top of key zone. This is going to be a big pullback. So we might actually just back test over here. See if that makes sense. To the top of key zone, and then we will change this to the 0.5. Hey, right there. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so that's Piton. Alert wise, for me personally, because I'm not really looking for an entry, I would set it right about here, above that next key zone. Multiple supports, became rejection. Not a clear rejection, but yeah, somewhere around there. Again, if you're looking for an entry, set it around that 0.5, set it around that GP, depending on what you look at. If you see a reversal starting at the 0.5, maybe change the your limit buy to the 0.5 instead. RBLX took a position in this one today. Maybe I'm letting you guys know too much. Yeah, that's part of the perk of being in our chat group. So I guess we'll call those freebies. Freebies. RBLX, really like this. Really liking the chart. Very similar to AFRM. Yeah, really liking this chart. Increasing bull volume. Higher low is already set. Breaking above the upper trend line. There is no other upper trend line above it. That's very key. There is no other upper trend line above this. This is good potential for. I think there's news on it today. I don't really care. It's a technical break on the chart. If we're looking at a bounce to the 0.382, it's just under that key zone. We'll be looking at about 23% move on this one. RBLX, it's dropped all the way back down. The other reason why I really like this chart is a breakdown fake out. Breakdown to new lows, new all-time low, spinning bottom candlestick, and then we held that 0.5 instead. So it bounced from that spinning bottom, new all-time low, and then we held the 0.5. We held the, actually looking at it, zooming in, we held the GP, sorry. Okay, so it's a little bit weaker. We held the GP. We never closed, we didn't really close under the 0.5, but is, looking at this, huge upside potential. If we're to bounce to the GP, which based on the volume, based on the move and earnings coming up, earnings could fuel this move. We could be looking at a bounce to the GP. We'd be looking at about 50% return on this one. RBLX, really like it. Let's do an alert on this one. We'll set it to that last higher low. We'll set it just under it. Let's support resistance. That makes sense. 60.81. Yeah. Actually, I sort of want to set it a little bit higher. I don't want to take that much risk on this trade. Nah, it's on my short term or what is it called? Shorter time frame watch list. It has screen real estate on my screen. Next one, SFIX. Alert went off today. It is actually looking decent. Similar to RBLX. It did not make new all-time low, but similar. Okay, so coming back down, broke that key zone, no follow through, and we're seeing now a reversal. I don't like it as much. However, it's pulled back. This last 2 days, it's got the 3 white soldiers, but it didn't get that mild pullback. Instead, it pulled back all the way, forming that triple bottom. And volume is not that great. Not closing at the high of the day. So it's a little bit weaker. I'm going to set my alert. Even though we did break the upper trend line, this is somewhat of a sideways break. So you look at this, sideways, range bound kind of a thing. I'm gonna set my alert top of key zone. I want to see a break of that. Multiple supports. Depending how you draw this, you could probably set it. You may be able to set it to about here, 1754. Yeah, let's actually set it to there. Get an earlier alert. About 1754. On the break of that, you did see a lower high, or is actually higher high over here. On the break of that, we want volume on SFIX. So let's delete the old one. Next one is skills. Called this trade out today, but I didn't take it. I didn't take it because of one of my new personal rules for 2022. A new rule that we came up with. Me and my buddy, TCT Wing. He doesn't talk much. He is active though. Anyway, so yeah, new trading rule is no buying into weakness. Look how weak this chart is. Skills. We were trading a... Did it get delisted from somewhere? Or uplisting to somewhere? Okay, looks like it actually got uplisting to somewhere. That's why the chart looks weird. So daily chart, and we're looking at this. Skills 4 hours. Okay. Continue selling. Continue selling. Break that upper trend line. No follow through. Continue selling. New upper trend line. And now we're getting a break of that new upper trend line. Now the reason why I was looking at this chart is there is a slight daily bull divergence. The risk to reward made sense from the bounce, for the bounce play. The time I was looking at is 433, just when it broke. 433, yeah, right here. So it just as it broke, the alert went off. It took me a few minutes, but I went to look at it. 433, thought about it. By the way, so if you were to have traded that to the end of day, that's already a 5% move. The reason why I like this, same idea. Volatility is high. FUBO, QS, kind of a thing, risk to reward is 7.5 to 1, 7.42 to be specific, risk to reward, even for a bounce to that point, 0.382. The risk is you will stop down below at new all-time low. So that's about 38 cents away from that 4.33 that I was looking at, and 282 move away from the 0.382, lining up with his previous support. Really like the trade. There's still a whole lot of room to move from here. You're looking at still a 57% move. Hey, you buy 1,000 shares back in the days when I was trading this. 1,000 shares back, I think I was trading around 20 bucks, 27. No, sorry, 17, and then popped to 23. I remember that trade. So back in the days, 1,000 shares would have cost you 17 grand. 17 grand. At the high point, it would have cost you 46 grand. Look at this now. 1,000 shares is only going to cost you 4,000 bucks. Less than 5 grand, right? Risk to reward, I like it. That's skills. Next one. Actually, let's do an alert on this one. We will reset the alert to this. Just about 5 bucks. Just for look-sees. Just for look-sees. I don't think I'm going to trade this one. I like the setup though. Next one is Snap. Why was it I'm not trading it? I can't remember exactly why I'm not trading it. 4,000 bucks, why not? But you know what? I'm gonna put it on the list. I can't remember why. I rethink about it. Snap. Alert went off. Was it not Snap we were looking at today? Snap. Yeah, it was. I did an analysis on this today. I didn't like it. Well, why is it looking so bullish? Now, closing high of day. Let me quickly check this. Somebody asked about Snap today. What did I say? By the way, this is what you can expect, kind of thing. If you want to pause the screen, you can see what to expect from a Snap. Oh no, it's pins. Okay, sorry. Snap. Looking bullish. Oh, look at that. Yo, which one is which? Yo, what happens to Snap? Earnings gap down and sell off, I'm gonna assume. And then next day, some news, I'm gonna assume. Huge pop and buy. WTF. This is really a WTF chart. Imagine if someone I hope someone did. Imagine if someone played earnings lotto on the open of this day, 28% drop, and then you reverse it towards the end of day, closing near the end of day for a lotto, week out kind of a thing. That's 65% move. Man, that would have been at least a year maker on those two trades, depending on what the size of your trade looks like. But holy, especially like this next play, because the IV's not spiked so much from earning anymore. Man, take half profit, you're still riding this baby. Whew. The 88 guide on this upper trend line break, gap down. I don't like how many gaps there are. Am I not liking things too much? I think I'm finding too many things not to like. But look at this, hourly. Whew. Hourly just continues to buy, increasing bull volume. On the break of 40.65, which I think should be coming tomorrow, unless the market is pulling back. I don't see any reason. If you're in already, especially from back here, there's no reason to sell. You know, the 88 is the current guide. Chart is looking strong. Alert gonna set at 40.61 roughly, where this previous support resistance is, and then another rejection over here. Tomorrow might break early. How come I don't have a... Oh, it's not a chart that I look at too often. I don't even have a fib drawn on this one. Let's draw a fib from a low, pandemic low, all the way to the high. And is that platinum? They tried holding platinum, and then there's a big gap down from earnings. So is that gap down to the 0.786? Oh, so close. Weak chart. Weak chart overall because of the drop. But hey, 70-some% discount, right? One share used to cost 83 bucks. Now it costs, well, not so much. Not so cheap anymore because of that 70% bounce. So if we were to draw to the 0.382, I don't think the risk reward would be that worth it. Okay, yeah, so it is right around that support resistance. You're looking at, what is this? 13% move. It's not a chart that I've ever traded, or I don't think I will trade it. Gap down, sell off, gap down on next earning, buy up. Too many gaps. Yeah, I might actually, you know what? Let's I'm gonna remove this alert. Just leave it be. I'm gonna remove the alert altogether. Not something I look at too often. All right, next one is XQ square. Oh. All right. This is a platinum hold. This platinum hold. Ugh. So close. Ever so slightly lost the platinum. We held that support though. Triple bottom. One thing to note about this chart, however, is remember how we said triple bottom, higher high, higher high, or lower high, lower high. I mean, and with this, it's sorry, higher low, higher low. Oh my god. With this, it's a lower low, another lower low. So the chart is relatively weak in that sense. Increasing bull volume on the break, closing near the high of day. So that's a good sign. Did not backtest the pre-pandemic high. Huge sell-off though. Huge sell-off. 270 all the way down to 100 bucks. Oh man. Let's see. If we're to draw a fib, a reverse fib, what's the risk to reward look like? Let's make sure that this is the low. 99.50, 99.81, 100. Yeah, so it got lower, low, lower, low. Every time it went back. And if we're to draw this one for a bounce, and we will move this one backwards. So if we're to draw this one for a bounce, 0.32 doesn't really line up with anything. GP does line up. 0.5 somewhat. So if we to get a position in this, you know, a bounce to the 0.382 is about 45% move. Risk to reward is decent. You know, you would just put a stop just below 99.50. So we will actually draw this one out. Let's say you got in at the end of day, or even opening tomorrow, depending on how much it's gonna gap up. And I'm saying gap up because of a high of day close. Risk to reward, even from here, is about 3.8821. That's decent. That's decent. Square. Now let's set and reset the alert. You're gonna need to see that follow through tomorrow. That's the only problem. It's lacking. Oh, sorry, lagging. It's lagging the other the market, the other tickers out there. I want to see a break right here. Oh, right here, right about there, just above this one. 122.32. We have it around 122.29. Good enough. I want to see a break of that. If you're in, you want to see a break of that. If you're not in, you would be looking for, you know, another test of this lows just below 100. Amazing entry area. Next one is TFII. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done these ticker review videos. Oh my god, there's 5 more to go. TFII, upper trend line break, range bound. It's a little bit range bound. So higher low, got shut down, came back, shut down, came back to the next zone. It's easy zones to play. No significant volume. Yeah, I would just play the ranges. So as of right now, we are in the middle. We, you know, you will watch for maybe a short opportunity around that top zone, TFI. Would I set a 30% move? Oh, look at that bottom of channel bounce. This is amazing. Bottom of channel. Move. It's an early move. 22%. So it's leading the market. Somewhat leading the market. Maybe short opportunity. Well, I would set an alert somewhere around that last resistance. 113.64. So we'll set it to 113.65 roughly. Next one, TSM. Oh, nice. I was looking at this chart earlier today. It was red. And now, look at this. Dip getting bought. Now, the good thing about this is the bad thing at first was the new all-time high getting shut down. Shooting star. Huge follow through. But now, look where we're bouncing from. This is 114.19. The last low was 113.91. So this is a higher price than that one with a huge lower wick. So we should see higher prices come. There's an increasing bull volume after earnings already. Huge earnings gap up, huge profit taking. Now should be the actual move towards upside. I really love what semis are doing overall, actually. So TSM, I will set the next alert just above the key zone. Want to see that break of that last daily lower high. Multiple rejections around there. So there's one rejection here, one rejection over here. TSM. Next one, TTD. The trade desk. Upper trend line break. No upper resistance. Hey, okay, yeah, this is 4 hour. I'm looking at it, I'm like, why is this so strong? Okay, 3 white soldiers. A little bit more than ideal of a consolidation. But you can see that the move started and held more than the market. So, okay, so if we draw to here, GP hold. So most recent move, GP hold, relative weak actually. Decreasing bull volume, earnings coming up on February 16th. Not the most ideal out there. TTD. Whoa. This chart has a huge volatility. 114 all the way down to 55. That's a 50% drop. And the bounce so far has already been a 45% bounce. I did not know that TTD, the trade desk, had that much volatility. So with this, there is a new money line. Now that we're seeing 3 bounces from it. Right about here. This is the money line. Oh, draw it to over here. Maybe would it work if we're? Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. There. So from the low to this low, this red candle, because the next candle got bought up, so this touch is still justified. And then money line bounce. 45% bounce already. Wouldn't really be looking at it as entry potential. I don't know if I want to set an alert on this one. Actually, you know what? Maybe set an alert. I will set an alert on the money line. Next time it touches, maybe I'll play it. So remove the old alert. Next one, Twitter. Bull break. FNG is lacking a little bit. Bull break. Increasing bull volume earnings tomorrow, February 10th. Pullback, double bottom. Still higher high or higher low though, so that's good. 32, 33, 33, almost 34. So higher high tomorrow. If we see follow through, I think earnings should justify it. You know, we should see a daily higher high. So trend reversal. This is pandemic. Yeah, that's right. So we bounced from 0.382. Chart is somewhat weak. Head and shoulders, huge follow through. On this, we're gonna need to see follow through on the bounce. Alert wise, set it to that daily. Oh, I'm running out of time here. Set it to that daily higher, lower high. Unity. Everything's panning out on Unity so far. Whoa, we're actually getting that follow through. Hey, rejection from the key zone, back test of the trend line, and we're getting that follow through. I did not see this today. Daily higher high already. Increasing bull volume. Why did I draw it to here? I think it was an estimate, maybe. Why was it? 0.5? No. 0.382. Ah, that's why. 0.382. Nice potential for a move. 16%. GP. This is a strong name, so GP is very much possible. 44%. Volatility is not that great, but hey, key zone, buy zone, money line. Buy money line. Yo. It's going to remain on my top watch. I don't know if I'm going to be trading it. There's other focuses I'm looking at. But Unity so far, hey, I really, really like the chart because it's one of the easier charts to trade out there. There is no other uptrend line. Meaning we should see very nice follow through on this move. Alert wise, short term, I'll probably set it to just above that top of the key zone, next key zone. And YINN. I don't want to bother setting alert this one. I know that it's gonna likely go bull from here. It's a long-term multiple rejections. It does have breakout fakeouts because of the gaps, because it is a China 3 times leveraged China ETF. With this is now a very clear bull break on increasing bull volume. We're gonna need to see that follow through again, but ideally break over 10.45. But instead of trading this ticker directly, I'm looking at, I have one of my main focus is FNGU, and that includes Baba and Baidu, not to mention Twitter, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. Anyways, yeah. So with this, need that follow through. Chart is looking great. So with this YINN monthly chart, remember this is what we're looking at. On the monthly chart, this is a huge descending wedge with nearly a triple bottom. The only problem with it is every time it goes low, it goes a little bit lower. But even on a bounce from here, so we anticipate a bounce on this, but essentially reject it. Now we'll anticipate, hey, what the hell? Come on. Now we will anticipate a bounce, maybe an actual bounce now. From here, maybe over there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, so let's say if this is going to be the bounce, 125% move, YINN, really like it. Whew. I think that's all the alerts that went off for me between the last 3 days. Now let's get into the market. Hottest tickers. CGC. Let's go backwards. Let's do hottest tickers. CGC, look at this. This has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 whole year of straight selling. Okay. What did I count that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it doesn't include that original candle, okay? So it's a 12 months, 1 whole year of selling. Are we looking at a bottom? Are we looking at a bottom? There is a clear trend reversal today. Look at that. Daily lower low, higher, lower high, higher low, and earnings, boom. Nice. Bull volume. Is that it? We're going to need to watch for this upper trend line break on CGC, but With CGC leading, there is good potential for a sector to see reversal from here. Is this bottoming potential? It's a very same idea. You know, you used to have to put 1,000 shares, 56. That would be $56,000. Now 1,000 shares cost you $8,000. From here, I like it. Not gonna lie, I like it. Good bull volume, good daily trend reversal. Next one, AMC, we covered already. Hottest ticker, what else? DOX. We have to look at this one, eh? DOX. 24% move today. Sorry, closing 24%. It's actually 29% move today. Huge bull volume. Post earnings. Looking at this, bottom held. IP YOLO. Let's draw a key zone over here. So this is very clear now. It's going to be a key zone. And there is another key zone above. Right about here. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, look where we're rejecting from. Sorry, I was looking over here. Rejection, rejection, support, support, support became rejection again. So this is a very, very clear key zone. There's another one over here. Yeah, I like it more so as just one single point of support resistance right here. And then we'll mark the all-time high. Okay, so that's it. How come I don't have docs? Am I looking at the right chart? Docs. Yeah. Oh, I don't have the chart marked? I don't have the drawing for docs. So obviously not a chart I look at too often. Nope. Not a chart that I look at too often. So let's draw long-term trend line. Multiple rejections. Didn't touch this, so we can maybe draw it to here. But I like it the other way better. More. Yeah, look at this. Rejection, almost rejection. Rejection. One more. A few more times here. Very key break on so-so volume, but the candle is very, very nice. Increasing bull volume, slightly increasing bull volume the next day. And holding that daily 8. Whoa. Hey, how come I don't have this chart set on the alert? 24% move. What are we going to be looking at now? Gap and buy. Probably a strangle alert type of thing. I want to be watching for a back test of right around here, previous support resistance, or an actual full break. Oh, there's so much. It's moved so much already though. Yeah, an actual full break of this key zone. Alright, so that's docs. Gap fill potential. Big, not big, but some upper wicks. I would anticipate a little bit of selling pressure. So what we could see is top of key zone before coming back down to gap fill before an actual move. Okay. Alright, let's cover market now. Bragg, skills, Piton. Yeah, we covered all of them. Bragg, notable key reversal. Man, I don't remember all the tickers that we went through today now. Anyways, SPX. Nice inverse head and shoulders. Follow through. We're looking for that higher low. We're looking for that 4-hour higher low. Maybe even the 8-hour higher low. Where's that 8-hour at? Okay, 8-hour. Yeah, we could be looking at the 8-hour higher low. 4-hour higher low regardless. From here. Ooh, double top. I like the chart. We needed the higher low. We need to see a healthy consolidation, and with that inverse head and shoulders, we should see continuation. All right. Whew. That is one tiring video. I don't know how I used to do it, but hey, if you guys like the content, make sure to give a thumbs up, please, and a like. Click that like, smash that like. Thank you for watching. If you know anyone that could benefit from the content we share, please consider sharing our channel with them. I will see you in the next video.